So I'm going to be talking about Juan Roig, who, in my opinion, is one of the most important businessmen in Spain, and I would say also by the way of his acts in the whole industry of supermarkets. So first of all, I would like to do a brief introduction about his early life to get you to know him better. He was born in Valencia in the year 1949 in a middle high class family, so he didn't went through a lot of difficult moments in his childhood. His mother was Trinidad Mocholi and his father was Francisco Roig, who were owners of a butchery company that was kind of big in Valencia, as well as owners of some farms from which they obtain all the meat that they then later on sell in their butcheries. This is one of the main reasons why Mercadona's butcheries part is one of the most important zones of their supermarkets, because it brings him back to his father's business and how it started from the butchery. So he studied economics in Valencia, but he wasn't really a good student. All the teachers that have talked about him said that he never stood up or he was never a brilliant student. Then another important aspect of his early life is that he bought Mercadona from his parents with the help of two of his brothers in 1988, and later on in 1999 he bought the whole company from his own brothers, starting his let's say kingdom at Mercadona. No, he was the leader and the only leader of the company for the first time, and that's where he started growing this company from butcheries to an actually a supermarket empire. So the big question is how did he do it? Well, he was able to see innovation and opportunities where no one else could. For example, Mercadona was the first one introducing the barcode system for its products, which was the biggest innovation at the time for supermarkets, especially in Spain, which saved out a lot of money and especially a lot of time in the distribution process of products, and telling the producers that you need this type of product or this other in an amount of time. Then he was also one of the introducers of full-time contracts in a big company in Spain, which for me is something really important for let's say more the social aspect of the company, you know, taking care of employees. Then his strategy that made him become the leader of that made Mercadona become the leader of supermarkets was competing prices. Um, Basically, if you go to Mercadona, you'll see that they always try to have lower prices than in other places, so that people want to go there to buy. And it's also the image of the company of being a let's say a cheap uh, place to buy, and that's what they want to show the world. Then another aspect that helped him increase the size of his company was the introduction of gluten-free products, which at the time that Mercadona was built, it was really difficult because it was basically divided in several shops. If you wanted to buy several gluten-free products, you would have to go to different shops, and he was able to bring all those products into one brand, which was Mercadona. And there's a story about that, how he chose to do this, because his daughter was needed gluten-free food, but apparently this is not true, and he has even said that it was a lie, so it's not one of the factors that made him bring gluten-free products. And also the automated distribution for its brand, for Mercadona, helped it save a lot of money and again time in the process of bringing food to the supermarket, of which at the moment was really slow, and it would take more time to bring the products than with the automated distribution that he brought into the company. And finally, in my opinion, the biggest reason why Mercadona is so big and so great, it's Hacendado. Hacendado is the white brand of Mercadona, which is way cheaper than other brands, and actually the quality of the product is it's quite quite good, and in some products it's even better than the, let's say, best brand in the market. And some curiosities that made me choose Juan Roig as my topic for the presentation were, for example, that during Saturdays, instead of like being with his family or playing golf like other many businessmen do, he goes to entrepreneurs school in Valencia, and he teaches them. He offers them lessons on entrepreneurship, on the importance of product and price in their business. Then another important curiosity that I actually found very very amusing was that he always makes his directors of the company to have cents on them, so that they remember how important is every cent for Mercadona. So because we have low prices, we need you to realize that every cent counts, because it can make people change the decision on whether buying this product or this other product. And then finally, another curiosity is Aries Money, which was actually during a testing of Hacendado products, of the white brand product of Mercadona. He was trying a tuna can, and the product was probably fine, like the taste and that stuff, but he didn't focus on that. He focused on the packaging, and he realized that between the actual tuna, and the top of the package, there was a lot of space. So he asked the producers and the designers of the packaging to change that, to make the tuna touch the top of the can, so that they would save up in space. And that actually ended up by saving 4 million euros in transporting of the tuna cans all over Mercadona's supermarkets. And I would also like to say that one of the reasons that I chose Juan Roig was driven by this coronavirus situation, and he has proven to be one of the best, or maybe the best, Spanish businessman, not only in terms of growing, of making a small brand into a huge one, but also in the ways he treats his employees and society. One of his first decisions during the coronavirus crisis was to raise the salaries of each worker of the company by 20%, in order to thank them for the great effort that they were doing through these difficult times. And for example, he also increased the donation of food, especially from Hacendado, the Mercadona brand product, to social restaurants and social organizations that fed those in need of those in need these days, especially. And also the measures taken by Mercadona of, for example, allowing only elderly people to buy from this time to this time, and not anyone else, because they are like in a danger group, or not allowing more than 50 people, for example, in their shops, or making every single customer to use gloves, showed a lot of responsibility with society, which I really really liked. And those are some of the reasons why I chose him. And obviously, for me, he's an example of both a great businessman and a great businessman in terms of monetary decisions, of economic aspects, but also as a great leader of a company, as he has proven through his whole building of the empire that is Mercadona.